I'm Julie. This is Stitching at the Cabin. Still no Alyssa. One day she'll come back. For now, do mine. It is Sunday, November 9th. It's dark already. I think it's only like 5:30. It's dark. Love that time change. Whee! You'd think, since we all keep voting to get rid of it, that we could actually get rid of it, but alas, we have not. It's been just over a month, I think. It wasn't quite as soon as I had hoped, but things happened, and I will tell you. In fact, the bulk of this video is, maybe not the bulk, but a lot of this video is life. I can tell already. Yeah. So, if you don't like life, I'll tell you when the stitching's done, hopefully, and then you can skip. If you like life, you could always skip through the stitching and get to that. I don't know. I hope everyone's doing well. I hope you are not stuck in an airport someplace. I am going to obviously show you my stuff and haul, but there's also several finishes that you guys shared with me. No WIP shares, but some finishes. And then, so let's do this in order. We're going to do finishes, then we're going to do my WIPs, and then haul, spin/experiment. I have a birthday coming up, not super soon, but soon enough that I need to be planning, and I really need you guys to help me brainstorm ideas. I thought I had figured it out yesterday. I mathed everything. I was like, whoa, I've got this. I know exactly what I'm going to do. And then I went and looked at the number of WIPs I had, and it was more than I thought, and it changes everything. So my plan no longer works. I need help. Well, I need help with a lot of things, but you guys can help with this. And then a butt ton of life. Life has done some stuff. So let's start with the finishes. Cassandra, I know I haven't replied to you. I saw your email. I've been gone. I saw your email, so I included it here, but I haven't had a chance to reply. Hopefully tomorrow, because I don't think I'm editing this. So maybe Tuesday if we're lucky. We'll see. So, I'm sorry I haven't replied. I will. She finished Drinks on the Beach. That was the HAED 2025 Sal. It is amazing, and I absolutely love it. Congratulations. I was going to say I should have done it because yours turned out so well. But I mean, I do like my bunny, so... Yeah, but I learned a valuable lesson from this one, that just because it looked a little bit blocky-ish, excuse me, like unclear and, yeah, pixelated, that's what I was trying to say. Just because it looked pixelated in the HAED cell stuff, it wasn't. It looks great. So, yeah, congratulations. That must be super exciting. And since you finished, you're going to get all of the goodies. You're going to get all the charts and a chart of your own, and I don't even know what else. We should throw a party. Whoa! You win! You win life. Good job. And then Katrina, she's the crafty cataloger on Flosstube. She had two finishes. Give Thanks by Teresa Kogut, which I remember is a pumpkin, and I remember it's very nice. And I think she fully finished it, if I remember correctly. I like a lot. Congratulations, Katrina. She also did, and now this, I didn't even know was a pattern. I've not seen this before. It is a baby floral sampler by Stitchin' Mommy, Sarah. She's on, Sarah's on Flosstube, Stitchin' Mommy. Everybody knows who that is, right? But she has an Etsy shop because she designs patterns. So Katrina was nice enough to cut out the baby name and vital information there so that everyone's privacy is protected. But yeah, I had no idea. I like that. I like that a lot. And I bet that didn't take, how long did the last one take you for your son? Was that 20-something years? I bet this one was quicker. We're friends. I'm allowed to say things like that. But congratulations to both Katrina and Cassandra for the finishes. I have no finishes. I have a new start, but no finishes. Not this time. I have clothes on though, and even though it's hot, it's hot. It was in the 90s here today. I don't know what that is in Celsius. It's less than 40, probably 30 something Celsius, I would guess. I don't know. It was in the 90s here, but because of that, the AC is on and I get cold. So thus the sweater. Sorry. Why am I apologizing? I don't think you care that I'm wearing a sweater. And if you do, we probably shouldn't be friends. Because that's a little odd. It's a little judgy. Judgy McJudgy pants. Keto. Speaking of judgy McJudgy pants, yes. It's messy down here. There's here. I get it. It's okay. We're gonna be okay. I do need to try to tighten this again. It just never stays tight for me. Okay. Yeah. Keto. Annie Stegg, Heaven and Earth Designs, retired. 25 count, 2/1, full class. 25, 2/1, full class. Yes, it's a tapestry. Yes, I can still do it. I'm not second guessing my decision. It's good. Except for like, there was tough. There was tough. This not so bad. I don't really know what to say. Again, as always, I looked up the page number when I finished the page, and now I don't remember. It's like 37. I don't know. 37 pages. We're still on schedule to finish it. Currently, March of 2032. And yes, I say we because some of you have been around since the beginning, which I think, was 2018. So that's a lot of years. That's like 7 years you've been watching this come together. So yeah, 2032. Come back then if you don't want to see the whole thing happen. I'll show it to you then. I don't know if there's anything else to tell you because, you know, we've seen this 1,000 times. It's the beginning of every single one. I'm going to have to move it someplace else though because I have other stuff down here that I need to get to. I had some haul, people. Some haul. I haven't had haul for a while. I have haul. Okay. I'm going to try to go in order for some of my thing. It depends how buried it is, but this would be the next one. The painting failure that I actually got for less on dreamstitch.com, but it's this mushroom, fairy tale mushroom village. This thing, I'm working on this. It's only going to take a lifetime or two. It's fine. Everything's fine. I have made some more progress. While a good chunk of this was done, I think some more was done down in this area, and then I was doing some green up there. If there's anything else, I don't know, because it's what I'm supposed to work on downstairs. I have Alpine Garden, my Chatelaine, and this down in my office in case I get a chance, and I have been on 12 planes in 7 airports in the last 3 weeks. And when I'm not there, I'm trying to catch up on work, so not much time to mushroom. But it is nice. It's a good quality stamped. You know, I'm not a huge stamp person, but I do. Quality's pretty good on this. It has blends and stuff. Let me see if I can find you the list. Can you see this? The list of symbols and colors. But when you get down towards the bottom here, you start to get, oh, that's upside down. You poor people. I was like, why does this not look right? English is my first language, despite what you might think. So down here, once you get here, from there all the way down, it's blends. Yeah, they keep going. It's a lot. It's a lot. But it's on very nice thread drop colored thingies. It's all kitted up. It's good. If you want to try a stamped painted fairly is good. As far as I know, they aren't having copyright issues. I haven't seen anything. Doesn't mean it's not true. But I don't think that was a copyright thing. But if it was, I didn't know. I wouldn't have supported them if I had known. And I don't, as far as I know, it's not. Floral bell pull. That looks like this one. Ooh. Teresa Wenzel. Which, by the way, for the Teresa Wensler fans out there, the Queen City Retreat, Stitching Retreat. whatever, Queen City, one in North Carolina, by put on by Maggie and Amy. I did go to that one, and I'll tell you about it, but they announced to all of us that next year's retreat, which opens January 1st or 2nd, I forget which, the registration thing, and it's like a lottery, but the upcoming one is Teresa Wensler themed. Now she won't be there. They've talked to her. She's thrilled we're doing it, but I guess I'm a part of it. She's in her 90s and she's not coming out for it. But if it's anything like the Queen City one that I went to with Nora Corbett and Mirabilia themed and with the gifts, and it's going to be amazing. Plus, and could you imagine a brag table of Teresa Wensler? Have I talked enough? Should I just show you? The fabric is, picture this plus, I think it is, I always want to say it's legacy and it's not. I think it's sand. Sand, like in a sandbox. Sand. So I think I finished, I finished all the cross stitching in it and the edges, the border, but I'm doing the back stitching now. So once I get the back stitching all done, then this square will be completed and we'll move on to the next one. But yeah, let me wiggle it some more so you can see it, because that's super helpful, right? Yeah, that's exciting. I have all that extra fabric on the side. Look at all that extra fabric. Again with the wiggling, so you can't actually see it. I'm thoughtful like that. Let's see if I can slide this back in and then that. I'm just going to take it all back out to take pictures, so I don't even know why I'm trying to be careful with it. Oh, I should probably close it though so things don't fling out. Or not. The pattern gets stuck in there a little bit. What's next? It's not that. Let's see. Let's see what we can find. It's this one. Big-eyed owls. I only worked on this once in the last month, so you probably won't see a massive change, although who knows, maybe I worked on it a ton that one day I worked on it. I don't know. I don't remember. Hopefully I put in something that tells you what it's supposed to look like, because I don't have a picture, it's digital. This came off of Etsy. I actually bought it twice. Apparently I liked it that much. One time I bought it, it was big-eyed owls, and one time when I bought it, it was Christmas owls. Doesn't matter, it's the exact same thing. Twice. I believe from the same version. Well, maybe it wasn't. Maybe this is a copyright issue. I don't know. I don't know, but it's fun and it's cute, and I'm looking forward to working on it more. What else have we got? Little games. I kept saying it was 2, and it's actually 1. Oh, I don't have the cover. It's in the closet. I took it out. It's in the closet. It looks, it's not this one. This is 2, I think. Yeah, this is Real Games 2. It looks similar to this, but it's not this. But you get the idea. That was haul. I'll show you that again in haul. I worked on this at the retreat, but you know how retreat stitching is. You don't necessarily get a ton of it, and I don't remember what I worked on. No memory, none. Is that spooky? The fabric is from Grace Notes. I can't tell you what it is. I know what it is. I can't say it, so therefore I can't tell you. And I can't spell it because I have a speech impediment with that one letter, and that's what it starts with, so I can't help you with what it is. If you really want to know, email me, and I'll type it to you, and then you'll know what it is. Let's see. This was a new start. Some of you may judge me for the fabric choice because I've never seen such a bold choice. It's not crazy, but it's also kind of bold for what it is. This is red from Mirabilia. I did get Nora Corbett to sign it. It is autographed. She was very nice. We chatted a bit. Very, very nice. This was a new start. I did also work on it a tiny bit at the airport day before yesterday. Yes, flew back yesterday. Flew back Friday. And this is Sunday, day before yesterday. Fabric is Live and Die LA. It's called Garland. Lugana 28 count. Most everything's 28 count unless I tell you otherwise, or I just don't know, and this isn't the right direction. This I believe is the right direction. So the fabric composition is not as blotchy as it appears on screen, but I think that the green looks really good with the red from her being red. There is a little bit of turquoise in there, like down at the bottom in that, but it doesn't really touch this, and there's only like one spot it does, and it's not that bad. Like, it's not amazing, those two together, but it's not bad. Do I have, it is like my big floss toss. See, that teal's not, it's not great with it, but it's not prolific, and there's not a lot of it, and in most cases it's not touching. So, yes. I'm really excited about getting to it. Again, I took it there and started it, Queen City, and then I took it to the Kentucky trip, but I only got one day to work on it, and it was like, I don't know, 20 minutes that I worked on it, so that's why not a super big start. Golden Prelude also went. She signed that one for me as well. I am not doing the background. I'm just doing the woman with the violin. It's Pink Sunset Beach from Fabric Flare, and it is the landscape. It's not portrait, but landscape. See, the back is white and the front is the color because it's stamped on or whatever. She got some love. You'll have to figure out what. I really hope it's gonna fit because I'm getting closer to the bottom and I'm scared it's not going to. I had used pins and counted, and I just don't know if this is gonna fit. I'm gonna do my best. If it doesn't, well, that sucks. I'm still gonna finish it. She's just gonna hang off. I don't have to frame it, right? Not everything has to be framed. Framing is so expensive. Whew. Doggy. I hang most of mine just in the closet on like pants hangers, and then they hang on a rack in the closet. Marine to Life. That is in this one, I believe. I believe it is this one. I believe it is this one. Love my singing. No stitching in here, I promise. This is 28 count 1/1 full cross, to be clear. That is my new sweet spot. I really like 28 count 1/1 for full coverage. So, bunch of wallpaper, started on the frame. Well, I started on the frame before, but I did more on the frame, and then I think all of whatever that is. Oh, that's more the frame. It's a huge frame. Hopefully you saw a picture, but it's like frame with a frame with a frame and a frame. I saw somebody talking about it on Facebook, and they were asking how you would frame it. They were talking to me. Somebody else was doing it. They were talking about how to frame it because it already looks like it has frames. There was no conclusion. Just other ideas, but do what you want. Do what makes you happy. There's no rules. I don't think. I don't know of any rules. What else? Addie's Window. That's in this one, presumably. Also showing you hopefully what it's going to look like because it's full coverage and digital and I don't have the thing. And I thought there was no fabric and I panicked for a moment. Where did it go? Also 28 count 1/1. This is the upper right corner where most everything else was the upper left. But this one, I started on the right, and there's some wing. We're actually doing something, leaves and a wing. The fact that I'm telling you this concerns me. Like, that should be obvious those are leaves. If it's not, this is not going well. I try to get close, but also, you know, I'm 182 years old and bending over, because I am sitting on the floor, bending over is difficult. That's what Alyssa was for. That's why I gave birth to Alyssa, was so that she could hold things for the floss tube up close. We need her to come back. Got my hair, it's fine. We don't need hair. European Village. Again, another one I don't have a picture, but probably putting one in. This might be 20 count. I think this is 20 count 2/1 full class. It's pretty, isn't it? I like that a lot. I did a lot of like white down here. I do remember that. And some flowers maybe over there. Or leaves, something. Maybe it's over there. I don't know. You'll see the before and after. I'll try to put it up long enough that you can tell. Stretching. Ew, now I'm folding it multiple directions. Yes, I know there's tape. Sorry, but it was really coming undone and I didn't have another option. I was not going to hand baste the entire thing. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. Bunny! This is my HAED cell. Now there's hardly any done, and that's fine. I never intended to finish even a single page, so we're right on track. 28 count, 1/1, full class. Top left corner. I finally got the ear. I started on Bunny. We have reached Bunny. It's Innocent Dreams. I don't know what I've been calling it this whole time, Bunny, but it's Innocent Dreams. Now, the 2026 HAED cell, Heaven and Earth Designs, has been announced. You can purchase it. I don't know for how long. I assume when it gets closer to the end, they'll start panic messaging, and we haven't gotten to that yet. I haven't decided if I'm going to do it or not. And here's my conundrum. Is it a conundrum? Here's my train of thought on it. I have more stitching to show you. Bear with me. I'll do this quickly. I don't love any of the pictures. If I was going to pick, it would be between that ship and the dragonflies. I prefer this ship, even though the color of the dragonflies is amazing, but I really do like the ship. Do I want to stitch a ship with very palish colors? I mean, I don't know. I was like, well, let's see what the free pictures are. If you get 1,000 people that sign up, then you get a gift picture. If you hit 2,000 and so on, there's these pictures. I didn't love any of them. So I thought, okay, no problem. I'm not doing it. It's fine. I don't need a ship. It's fine. I like it. I don't love it. It's fine. It's fine. And then they said, if you stitch one entire page in the year, because we're not doing it in segments this time. We're not getting installments. We're getting the thing all at once, the entire chart, day one. Probably right before the new year, because that's what it was last time. It was a little early. No guarantees on that. If you finish one page, just one, I could do a page. Amy Stewart is making a special chart. I love Amy Stewart. I can afford $20 and never stitch the ship. And it would help other people to get these charts that they maybe like. I want the Amy Stewart. I don't know what it looks like. We haven't seen it. I want the Amy Stewart. So you're thinking, okay, do it. But I have to stitch an entire page. And I work on keto every morning. And I have this 50th birthday plan thing going. And that's going to require a lot of stitching. Well, it would have if my plan had worked. Now I don't know. So I don't know. I don't know if I want to do it. I took up a lot more time saying that. I don't know. Give me your opinion. Do it? Don't do it? I don't know. Who else is doing it? Are you doing it? If you're doing it, what are you doing? Which one? Which one did you pick? Let me know. StitchingAtTheCabin@gmail.com, also for whips and finishes, and then I'll show them on the next one of these, the next episode. StitchingAtTheCabin@gmail.com. Okay, I got actually a fair amount of work on this just because it was the only thing that I worked on, and I had to get it in stitches every day because it's been like 7 years where I haven't missed a single day of stitching, and I wasn't going to start because we were on a trip. But leaving it out, I brought several projects, but leaving it out, this is what I worked on a lot. So it's Noah's Ark from like 1872 when I started it when I was pregnant for my son, who is now 24 years old. And I still haven't finished it. By the time I finish it, he's going to have kids. But look, I mean, I've done all of the stitching and backstitch on the top, just not the border. And then down here, this is what I was working on. I made hippos. I don't think there were any hippos. Now, calm down. They need backstitching still. I started, and then we had to leave the hotel, and I didn't get to finish. And then this whole thing happened. This horrible, awful thing happened, and I didn't work on it again. It's fine. I will explain in the life section. I know I keep saying it's fine. That's self-soothing there to make things better. It's okay. So then there's one more section below, and then it's that incredibly tedious border, and then it would be done. I actually enjoy it immensely. What I can't figure out, maybe somebody else knows, I have floss on bobbins that I've written on, but when you undo the floss on this, it's not pre-cut. How did this come originally in a kit? Because this was a kit. It didn't come in skeins. I don't think it came pre-bobbinated. How did it come in? Like, there's a blue one that's massive. Like, it's super thick. That might even be more than one skein of floss. Well, maybe not a whole. But, and I've already done a lot of blue. I don't remember how it was packaged. I seem to recall it came with the bobbins, because if it didn't, I would have put them in a little box. Does anyone know? Does anyone have this? And maybe you know? Anyone? Just remind them of this one. Does it say? No, it just says embroidery floss. It's from Cooler Design Studio. This is 1990, and I was pregnant in... He was born in 2001, so... yeah, I was pregnant 2001. That's when I would have bought this. So if anyone knows, this is something I was thinking about when I was working on it. When I was in Kentucky, and I don't know. I don't know. I'm going to keep saying that. I don't know. Ah! My husband 3D printed a bunch of these thread drops, and I was working on that this afternoon. That's not one. That's a skein. Let go, skein. It's caught in the little thingy. Well, I'll figure it out. But anyway, see, I was doing this. I've done like 20 something of them, and there's like 91 colors, I think. But I didn't mean for that to fall out. But that's why it was open, because I was doing this. But I did work on this yesterday for a little bit, so you're not going to see massive change. I think it was yesterday. I don't know. Sometime. Again, hopefully I've put up a picture of what it looks like. I enjoy it. I don't know why. It's dark colors. There's something about it, the vibe, the whatever. I really, 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 really like it. And I really enjoy working on it. It is also 28 count, 1/1 full fast. It is Stitches So Beautiful, I believe. Pretty sure. Because it's not Odyssey. So probably Stitches So Beautiful. I was working on this today. Again, I'm going to have to put up the thing because it's digital. By your side or in the tides. It seems to have two different names. It's Julian Jones. Absolutely love it. That seagull is adorable. There's going to be another seagull over here. I'm starting to put in words, and I did a bunch down here. There's beads that go down here. I haven't put them in. I don't even know if I have them. I'm going to have to go through my whole bead collection to see if I have them. I'd like to assume that I do, but something I should definitely check on. So considerably less projects than the last couple of videos, but I've been traveling a lot. Like I said, 12 flights, 7 airports in the last 3 weeks, so that's a lot. And you know what's super fun? I still have 1,360 emails I haven't read yet. And I've deleted over the 500. Just from when we were gone. I sent some to Alyssa. I took care of some just junk. And I still have 1,360 to go through tomorrow and do payroll and 401k and month end. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I wasn't here for month end. Who's jealous? Okay. That was all my whips. Let me take a quick drink because now I'm choking. Alright, haul. I have a variety pack of haul. So, let's see. Let's talk about Queen City. Queen City Stitch Retreat. I can't show you the free pattern that they Nora made for us, but if you look online, you can find it, and someone will have shown you a finished one. It's not me, but someone has. Maybe I can find one and stick it in. We also got Spooky Future by Kayla Mosley, which is cute. And then everybody got a Mirabilia pattern or another Corbett. Either one. The one I initially got, I didn't particularly like, and in your bag you had all sorts of goodies, and I mean a lot of goodies. I can't even go through all the. It was a lot. And they said, if you don't like the pattern you get, switch with someone. And I didn't love it, but I switched with someone who doesn't stitch them at all, so she really didn't care. So I switched to Thistle. This is a Poison Pixie. I mean, I like it. I don't love it, but I like it. I could stitch it. But there was also a raffle, and we were supporting animal shelter in North Carolina. I don't mean sound like I don't care. It doesn't affect you unless you're in North Carolina. But that's what was being supported. And so they had all these like out of print mirrors, and there was quilts, project bags. There were packs of mirrors that I don't think all of them were out of print. But you know, it was like a mermaid pack or like a Christmas pack. It was a lot of goodies, a lot of stuff. I actually won one, and it's not the one that I was trying super hard to get. There was one that wasn't even Mirabilia. It was from the Chatelaine retreat, and it was the leftover like free gift thing that they had gotten. But it was like the kit, and I really liked it. It was like a beaded tile. So that's what I had put most of my raffle tickets in, minus like a couple. And I actually ended up winning this. I'm super excited because I had never seen it before. It is Mother's Arms. I've never seen that. I really like it. But also, it's almost full coverage, but I'll bet it's not full coverage enough. Well, Kim from Full Coverage Fanatics would tell me this isn't full coverage. But, I mean, look at that. That's essentially full coverage. From what I can tell, what's not stitched is, like, right there. So, I'll do the math, but I'm pretty sure Kim's gonna tell me that's not full coverage. So that's the stuff directly from there. I bought a piece of fabric from Oak Crown Studios. She made an announcement on, I think it was the last day. I haven't bought anything. I've been doing so well. She made an announcement on what I think was the last day and said that her full yards and other large cuts, she was going to cut them down to sell them. Oh, cut them. Oh, don't cut my babies. I love massive pieces of fabric because, you know, I do big things. So I asked her, what do you have that's a full yard? And this was one, and it's pretty, and I do a lot of blue, so I was like, okay, this is Fairy Moon, 32 count linen. It's a full yard. So I'm not going to undo the whole thing because, you know, folding that back up would not be fun. But you can see it is beautiful, and it's big, and it's not blotchy despite how that looks. It's very blended. I don't even see that. I don't see this, like, at all in person. I can't see it. I can only see it over there. It's not, Well, it's not there, but it is over there, so that should give you an idea. I don't even think I've completely undone this one since I bought it. I'll have to, but my precious. I'm excited about that. What else did I end up doing? Okay, this is 1, 2, 3 stitch, but this is because of Queen City. So brag table. I think I have a few pictures of things that I fell in love with, so probably I will put those in while I'm talking here. One of the things that I absolutely fell in love with was Portrait of Veronica. And I'm telling you, when you look at the picture, I bought it. They didn't have it there, so I bought it afterwards. 1, 2, 3 stitch. When you look at this, it's pretty. I wouldn't stitch that. It's okay. But I wouldn't, it's just not, it's not that great. Then I saw it in real life, and oh my baby goodness. It is stunning. Stunning. I believe it was Kim, the 303 stitcher, was standing there with me, ogling it. I think she bought it too, later, after the fact. And so I had to get the embellishment pack as well, because, you know, who wouldn't? Those are some big ones. Look how big those beads are. Those are big. Anyway, so that'll be a problem. And so, since I had worked on Real Games 1, I was like, well, I may as well get Real Games 2. So did that. And I've been eyeballing this one for years. It's been in my wish list. So I did that too. I just don't like her face. I have to do something with her face. I do not like her face. And I don't know what color fabric I'm going to stitch that on, but don't like her face. I've never said that to a human, by the way. I've never walked up to someone and been like, I don't like your face. Ever. I promise. I don't know what it is. I don't like her face. Maybe I can get Carla being crafty to help me, because she's so good at, like, being creative and trying stuff. By the way, her, she had done that, the mermaid holding the thing. The vase, or whatever it was. And Carla had changed it to be Little Mermaid and Flounder. Somebody else did it, and it was on the brag table, and I probably put a picture in. If I didn't, I'm searching desperately for it now. I got 26 pony black needles, because it's really hard to find 26. And that's actually why I was on 1, 2, 3 stitch, because Rachel, who I sat with at Pacific Stitching and the Disney Wish Upon a Stitch retreat, we had sat together, both of those. Well, actually been 3 times now. She told me, she's the one that made me love Pony Black anyway, because she gifted me some, and then I told her I can't find 26s, and then she messaged me when 1, 2, 3 Stitch had them, so I kept going on there trying to think, what can I put in the cart so I can buy those? And then I had just knocked this off the thing, and I cannot find it. Fell off the corner of this thing behind me over there. I cannot find it. I have gone underneath. I cannot find it. It's not under the chair. It's not under the table. It's not cluttered over here. Well, it is at the moment because I have stuff for this. But once I clean this up when I'm done filming, it's not messy. There's nothing on the floor. I can't find it. So I had to buy another one. So I bought 2 because, you know, you never know. So now I have one open up there. And then these I needed for something, don't know what, but I bought them. So when I figure out what I need them for, we'll be in good shape. Oh, dropped it all. Okay, now. Okay, that was that, but I still have haul. So, okay, I'll wait till life. But for this, we went to Kentucky for a business thing. I call it speed dating. I'll explain speed dating. And one day, we got the Sunday, because it takes all day for us to fly, like all day. They have no nonstop flights that I can find, so we have to stop. And we had like a 4-hour layover in Atlanta, which was not my fault, because when I booked the tickets, that wasn't the issue. And then no, that wasn't this trip. That was the other one. I don't know. We had a layover somewhere. Did we even go to? No, it was Dallas. We had a layover in Dallas. Wow. we went to Kentucky. We had a layover in Dallas, but it wasn't very long. But the entire day we spent flying, and we didn't get to Kentucky until almost 11 at night. Right? Had to rent the car, get the baggage, blah, 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 blah. But Monday, the only thing we had to do for work was register for the expo thing, and then that night they had a reception and dinner and all that at 6 o'clock. So we had the entire day to do something, and we did rent a car because of that, but we didn't know what we were going to do. So we slept in a little bit. Well, he slept in. I can't sleep. So I stitched, I think, while he slept. That's when I started working on Noah's Ark. And I'm babbling. I'm so sorry. Let me get myself together. So when he got up, we were talking about what we were going to do, and he said, have you ever been to Ohio? And I said, no, actually, I haven't. He said, well, Ohio's not that far. Let's go to Ohio. And I was like, okay, but also Keepsakes is in Ohio. StitchCon, Keepsakes. Pam and Steph, Keepsakes. Just keep stitching. Keepsakes. So I looked it up, and it's in Sharonville. So I looked up, where is Sharonville? It's close. It was 2 hours. So he went to some store he wanted to go to, and then when he was, I went with him. When we were done with that, he took me to Keepsakes. Insert pictures. That was a note to me. Put in pictures. Steph actually works there. It was amazing to meet her. I mean, I've met her before. We've been to Stitch West together. No way she remembers me, but I obviously know who she is. She was super helpful. I went all through Keepsakes. It was amazing. When we were checking out, we were chatting, and I told her we were from California, but we were here on business, and blah, 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 blah. And she's like, well, you can't come all this way and not get something. So she gave me, well, I mean, I was buying stuff, but she gave me a gift. She gave me a cup. StitchCon. So it looks like I went to StitchCon 2025, but I didn't. But it's got stitching. Isn't that nice? That's so nice. She did not have to do that. I really appreciate it. She also serged my fabric for me while I was there. She also did not have to do that. But I've never had Extra Designs fabric, XJU. I don't know which is correct. I've heard it both ways. And they had bins of it, so I thought, well, I'm going to try it. So this is 32 count linen seashell. But she serged the edges for me. Stephanie's touched this. It was kind of funny though, because I had it folded up, and she's like, do you want me to cut that and serge the edges? And I was like, I'll just take the whole thing. I don't think she realized it was that small. I also got a pen. I love pens. Well, 26 Pony Black, because, I mean, why not? And then I have a bunch of Kreinik that I need. I don't know why. It's on my 1, 2, 3 stitch wish list. So I know I need it, and it's because I tried to buy it and couldn't and had to put it back on the wish list. So it's probably for the Mirabilia, probably these over here, but I don't know. So I bought what I could from her. This is the first time I've actually seen the Kreinik on the card, because, you know, Rainbow Gallery bought Kreinik, so it normally looks like this on the spool, but they have the cards. So they've got that one, and gold, and green, and purple, and a pink color. There could be more in here, but maybe there's not. So I got all of those, and then I just love Threadworks so much. I love Threadworks. I'm probably going to use this for ink circles, because I have some ink circles patterns, and I just haven't. You can use anything for them. So Threadworks is like pre-cut, which is amazing, and I love it so much. So this is $10.98. Isn't that pretty? And this is $11.49, which I would not be at all shocked if I had bought previously, because it's so pretty. And then this kept calling to me, and I gotta tell you, I think I already own it, but I'm not positive. But I kept going back to it, so I was like, I'm gonna buy it. And it wasn't until after I bought it I thought, I think I bought this. I think I bought this somewhat recently, but I couldn't tell you where or when. I think I have 2 of these now, but I'm not sure. Don't you love that? And while I was waiting for her to check us out, I was looking at, there's so many finished samples. There's so many completed, framed, people, you've not seen anything like this. Is like, Keepsakes is like a museum of finished stuff. But oh, by the way, you can buy things as well. But every square inch is covered in stuff. It's amazing. I mean, that's not a complaint. And there was a little pillow, and it had two animals over the fire. That sounded terrible. The animals went over the fire. Two animals sitting next to a fire with sticks with marshmallows. You get it? And I asked Stephanie, is this actually a pattern? Like, is this an actual thing? She's like, yeah, it's actually a piece of a pattern. And I said, do you have the pattern? And she walked over, blue flower, which was in my wish list. It's these two. Somebody just stitched these two on blue fabric and made a pillow. And I'm telling you, it's about the cutest thing you've ever seen. It is amazing. So, I mean, most likely I'll stitch the whole thing, but 100% I'm stitching those. Just no negotiating. It's adorable. It's so cute. So, yeah. Alright, I believe that is all my haul. If there's anything else, I'm not aware. I think there's some more haul coming tomorrow, though, because I can't remember why I went on to 1, 2, 3 Stitch again. I think I was looking for Kreinik or something. I can't remember. Truly don't know, because I know every Thursday it changes what's on sale. And so I used to look first thing Thursday mornings, but I haven't done that in a long time, probably over a year. For some reason I was on there, and there's a newer Bella Filipina that I adore. Freya. It's gorgeous. It was on sale. But also, have you seen the newest Bella Filipina? Holy cow, I love that too. I don't have enough lifetime to stitch it, but it's going to take everything I have not to buy it. In fact, somebody should tell my husband to buy that for me for Christmas. I don't know how you guys are going to tell him, but one of you should tell him. If somebody has access to Alyssa, tell Alyssa. Tell Alyssa to tell him. That would be an excellent Christmas present. It's got beautiful, like, colorful border, and then this woman in, like, a purple dress, and there's, like, skulls and flowers, and are there skulls? I think there's skulls. It's beautiful. Beautiful. Somebody tell someone in my family to buy that for me for Christmas. Thank you. Appreciate it. Okay, so that's all my haul. So we'll spin and do the experiment if we can. Last time the experiment didn't go well. And then we will go from there. And I completely forgot how to get that to screen record. Aha. Wow. I don't do this often enough. Okay, so there's something I have to tell you in life that will explain why I won't be here this weekend. But I'm still going to spin for this weekend. It's just not going to get as much love as it normally would, because I am going to be gone Saturday. Yeah, that's what I need to tell you. Boop! Peacock! Peacock. It is a Design Works kit. And I'm doing it on a sugar maple fabric that's like pink and purple and stuff. Hopefully I have a picture of it that I'll stick in here soon. I probably already stuck it in. But let's pull up random number generator. I always do TNG instead of RNG. That's a letter I can't say. But I don't mean to. It's just I have fat fingers. Let me change that. I'm just change it to like 310. I know, right? 123. Okay, so I don't have any idea what it is. 123 was this spring. And I Googled, and all that comes up is tis spring. And it's a bunny. It was like primitive hair, or I don't remember what it was. I don't have that. It doesn't appeal to me to stitch. I don't know. I'm thinking, because next to it, it said paper on my thing, and I'm thinking maybe it was something where, you know, you buy something and someone gives you a free pattern. I'm wondering if it's something like that, but I don't think I'm going to do it. So my experiment, if you're new, I do a random number generator. I have all my stash listed on the spreadsheet, and then whatever number it picks, I look at that, and whatever that project is, I can either start that, or I can do whatever the wheel spun, and if they're equal, I do the wheel, and otherwise I just do whichever one appeals to me more. I don't know what that is. I'll try to find it, but also I don't know what that is. So probably we're just gonna stick with peacock. I really like peacock. They would have been tough to beat peacock. Okay. So I just need help with my birthday idea, and then that's it for the stitching, and you are free to go unless you want to hear about all the things life has had to offer in the last month. It won't even be all the things because this is long and you don't want to hear all the things. I don't want to lose you. So I turned 50 in February. I have seen where most people in the last few years have turned 40 and they do 40 new starts. I cannot do 50 new starts. That would, no, I don't have a place to store 50 new starts. That would be like one a week, which is doable, but I think after a while I would get tired of that and it just feels unproductive. I like new starts. I definitely want new starts, but I want something different than what I normally do. So normally I spin every weekend, and for the weekend I work on keto in the mornings during the week. In the evenings I work on either what I feel like, or I'll do a quick spin just if I can't make a decision. And then on weekends I have spun the wheel and I do whatever that is for the weekend. That is my plan. That is how it goes. That is what I do. In general, I finish between 8 and 15 projects in a year. I have 5-10 new starts every year. This is what I do. I don't want to count stitches unless it's in Pattern Keeper, and a good chunk of my stuff is not. So what can I do either related to 50 or my birth date itself, which is 2/18/76. Someone had suggested doing like a 1776 like patriotic thing. I could, not really my jam though, but I thought that was a good idea, and that made me think of a lot of things. I don't think, I tried to Google if there were any projects from 1976 that I would maybe want to do, but I'm not really into geese with blue ribbons and hats and things. So I thought I had figured it out last night, because I thought, oh, 2/18/76, I could do 21/8/76. So initially I had thought, well, I could just make sure I end the year with 76 projects. That way it doesn't matter how many I start or how many I finish, as long as in the end I have 76. Decent idea. I might still end up doing that, but it's way less exciting because I thought 21, if I had 21 new starts, 8 finishes, and end with 76, I thought I had 62 projects, and I was like, I can make that work. Like, I could finish a few things to make that work. I think that was when I thought, and then I counted using my phone, the wheel that I just spun, using that, and I added keto because I knew keto wasn't on it. And then I took off new start, and I took off my choice because those are both on the wheel as well. But I was able to figure out how, I think I had to finish 4 projects before I started this in February, and it would work out. It would be 21/8/76. I thought that was pretty cool. That was my plan. And then I went downstairs and I looked at my computer and I mathed it, and I actually had 67 projects. Still possible to drop it, but it just doesn't feel right now because I have to do so much to get it. Was it 5 projects? Whatever. I don't know the math now, but I can't math on the spot like that. It was a lot to, here's my problems. It was a lot to do in advance. I could do it, but it was kind of a lot, and it's fine. I could do it. And I could easily get 21 starts. That wasn't a problem at all. And I could end with 76, but having that many projects meant I couldn't, no, because it's still 21. I can't remember what the problem is. People, I'm old and I'm decrepit in my brain sometimes. I can't remember what the problem is with that, but I think mainly because I have to do so many finishes, and then it makes it too hard to do 8 finishes next year. I have to start small things and finish small things, and it all became, it felt like a chore. It felt like too much. So what can I do? give me ideas, please. You gotta think of something. You gotta help me. What can I do to make it special? Oh, you know what? I think that's part of what it was. It just felt like it wasn't going to be all that. But no, because it was still 21/8. I think the 8 was the problem because it was going to be hard to finish 8 when I already had to finish, I think, 5 to be able to do it, 4 or 5 to be able to do it. And that was pushing it because then that's taking away all the things that I could finish quickly. So the 8 wasn't going to work well. But the 76 was fine in the end. So maybe I just do 70. But see, then the problem with just having 76 in the end is that now that I know I have, like, what did I say, 67? 67 to 76 is like 9 new starts. I already do that. In a year. That's nothing new and exciting. I just upped my WIP count. Whoa, you know? But then if I finish things, that's more new starts. I don't know. At this point, I'm doing the 76 by the end of the year. But y'all come up with something for me, please. Okay, so that's it for stitching. It's been an hour, but hopefully I cut out some of that. So, I already told you about the Queen City trip, but what I didn't tell you was we flew to Atlanta. That's when we had the 4-hour delay, and it wasn't like that when I bought the tickets, but they kept changing the flights, and then we ended up with this 4-hour delay, and there was no way around it. We love Delta. We flew Delta. It went well. We got the rental car. We got our bags. We had like a half-hour drive to the hotel. This is weeks ago now, so it's a little harder for me to remember. But my husband went with me, even though he wasn't obviously going to the retreat. But he had plans to see his dad, and then we had plans to go and see his dad again together, and then to go see my sister and my aunt and uncle were flying in. So we did the stitching thing, and he went and spent the night in a hotel with his dad one night. Came back, we spent the night, and then we left and we drove to Cedar Island, North Carolina, because his dad has a beach house thing there, a cottage thing. And we spent the night there, got eaten alive by mosquitoes. Then the next morning, Mike and I took the ferry from Cedar Island to Ocracoke. Then we had lunch on Ocracoke, and then we caught another ferry and went to Cape Hatteras. And then we were able to drive to my sister's place, which is in Corolla. I called it Corolla, but now I know it's like Corolla. Her place is absolutely amazing, and my aunt and uncle were there, and her husband. It was amazing. That place is magical, and I totally see why they bought a place. They rent it out most of the year so that they can pay for it, but then they stay in the off season. Absolutely amazing. I would go back in a second, except that it is a massively long travel thing for us. But I did ask her if she would go to the Teresa Wensler retreat with me, because she does stitch. She doesn't stitch often, but she does stitch, my sister. And she said, yeah, she would. So maybe I'm going to go. I don't know. We'll see, because stuff happened. But it was wonderful. We had such a good time. Such a good time. And then we flew back. And that went fairly smoothly, and we came home, and I remember nothing. Tried to get caught up on work. I know stuff happened at work, can't remember what, but I remember there was some drama. Don't know what it was. Doesn't matter. So then it was time to go to Kentucky. And oh, you know what? It wasn't time to go to Kentucky. When I was gone, my estrogen patches came. I finally got estrogen patches, people. I am a more normal human now. Brain fog isn't gone. It's better, but it's not gone. But that same day I put the patch on, by that night, I felt like a different person. And I know that's too fast, and you're saying it's a placebo effect. There's no way it was that fast, but I'm telling you, it was that fast. I don't know why. It's a very low dose, but it is amazing. Absolutely amazing. I had so much energy. I started cleaning this room. Like, I had a bunch of stuff that I had finished, and I hadn't put the DMC away. I went through, put it all away. I felt so much better. But then I ended up getting, I always get menstrual migraines, and I've told you guys that, and it's a 3-day migraine that even Excedrin cured, because usually if I get a migraine, I just take Excedrin, and within 40 minutes, it's started to work, and I feel fine, and it doesn't come back till the next time I have a migraine, but like that's it. But when it's a menstrual migraine, it's 3 days, and by the time I go to bed at night, I have the headache again. I wake up in the morning, I have the headache. I take the Excedrin, sometimes I have to take it twice, for 3 days. This time, I had it for 4 days. 4 freaking days! It was miserable. It was the worst headache I've had. It was awful. Excedrin didn't touch it. It was awful. And I thought, okay, I can't wear the patch, but at this point I can't just rip it off because it's just going to make things worse. And I was like, suck it up. So I did look online, and I saw people said that when they were getting used to it, like the first 10 days, they had a migraine and that it gets better. So it did. I have not had a migraine since that. And some of my triggers include travel, crying, and anything super, super stressful. Like if my adrenaline goes, I get a migraine. Also light sensitivity. Don't shine a light in my eyes. I will get a migraine every time. I have had everything except the light shining in my eyes happen since, and I have not gotten a migraine. I haven't had any headaches at all. And I'm sleeping so much better. I actually slept past 3 or 4 in the morning. I slept till 7 one day. I'm sleeping better. I'm happier. My hormones are like so much more about. I'm not having mood swings at all anymore. I haven't lost weight, but it's redistributing a little bit better now. I didn't gain weight, but I haven't lost it, but I haven't really done anything to try to lose it. It's better. It is so much better. I am so much happier. And the doctor had emailed me and said, I'm going to go ahead and prescribe it because I had my last ultrasound, and I told you breast ultrasound that it was 2 years of it being consistent. Whatever those cysts are, they haven't changed in 2 years, so they decided it's benign. So that's when I reached out to her, and then she gave me the prescription for the estrogen. But when she did, she emailed me and said, okay, it's up to you whether or not you want to take it. I prescribed it, but here's the pros. I may have told you this, so just skip ahead if I did. The pros are reduced chance of breast cancer, reduced chance of colon cancer, because I don't have a uterus. I had a hysterectomy, so I don't have to take progesterone, and that's what causes cancer issues, estrogen with progesterone. But just the estrogen alone in a patch actually reduces the risk of those 2 cancers, cardiovascular disease, osteoporosis, and basically all-cause mortality. It lowers it. So I'm like, cool. The cons were cholecystitis and stroke and blood clots, which are awful. Don't get me wrong, that's a risk. But for how I'm feeling now, I'm totally willing to take the risk. So, yeah, awesome. I can't say, hey, everyone go get one, but I wish I had done it sooner. Well, I tried to do it sooner. I tried to do it over a year ago, and the gynecologist told me I just needed to exercise and lower my stress level. No. Thankfully, my primary care doctor understood. So that's where I'm at with that. So, Kentucky. I am getting to something very bad that I'm going to tell you, and I'm just going to tell you what it is after this. I'm going to tell you what it is, and then I'm going to pause, and then I'm going to talk about it in detail, but I need to do it that way in case I have to cut it out, because I have to ask the person permission to discuss it, and she may say no details, but I'm sure she'll let me tell you the thing. So that's the plan. Stick around. So we had to go to Kentucky for business, and the plan was to fly from our local airport to Dallas and then to Louisville. That was on Sunday, and we did. We only had a little bit of a delay leaving Dallas. I don't think anything super exciting happened on the plane. One of these 2 trips, we were delayed a little bit because they had to pull back. The jetway had to reattach because somebody on the flight was drunk and they needed to be removed, and they thought it was going to be really traumatic, but the guy admitted he was drunk and just walked off peacefully. So don't admit you're drunk if you're on a plane, because they will kick you off. But I don't think anything else super exciting happened on any of those flights. So we get there late, as usual, because it was a slight delay. So we got there at like 11-ish. My husband beelined for the rental car, I beelined for the baggage claim, and because we had experience once where the rental car place closed like 3 minutes before we got there, and then we had to get a rental car from someplace else, and it was this whole hassle. We didn't want that to happen, so he flew to the rental car. So we get the baggage, we get the rental car, we drive to the hotel, we go to sleep, we get up the next day, we go to Keepsakes, everything's great, and then we did our speed dating, which is we're members and we have suppliers, and so in advance you tell the expo people which suppliers you want to meet with, and the suppliers tell them which members they want to meet with, and then they match you up. So anybody that it was mutual, I think that's an instant yes, and you get a time slot. But then if there's extra space, they fill you in with either somebody requested you or you requested them, but it wasn't mutual. So you get your whole time code filled, and it's 2 days of this, and it's every 20 minutes. So starting at 8 a.m., you meet with someone for 20 minutes, and then they do a boom, boom, boom chime thingy, and then you switch and you go to the next 20-minute thing, and you do that over and over with a couple of breaks and lunch in between. But for 2 days, you're meeting with people every 20 minutes. It went really well. The only problem was that I told somebody that they should put googly eyes on the hose. There was an awkward silence, and then everyone laughed. But I wasn't kidding. The hose would have looked really good with googly eyes. I shouldn't be allowed out. So that was that, and whatever. So on the Tuesday, so that was the first day of speed dating. After the speed dating, but before dinner, I had a meeting. My husband didn't, but I did, because there's a women's leadership group, and he's not a woman, but I am. So I was there, right? This gets more interesting, I promise. I'm there. It's very awkward. This is my first in-person meeting with them. I've done Zoom meetings, but that's different. My first actual in-person meeting, and there were way more women than I expected, because this is a heavy male-dominated industry. This is not for women in general. It's a lot of men. A lot of men. I'll see if I can find the pictures so you can kind of get an idea of the room. It's a lot of men. So I'm in this room with all these women, and we're chatting, and they have, drinks and snacks and whatever in these little tables. So you stand around and you just kind of mingle. We're all mingling, and all of a sudden we all get alerts. Every phone in the place is making that really loud emergency alert noise. So I pull out my phone, and it's like, you're within 5 miles of the Louisville airport. You need to shelter in place. So we're all looking around like, why are we sheltering in place just because we're near an airport? Like, what the heck? And y'all know where I'm going with this because you've seen it on the news. So there's Googling going on. I mean, we're in like, not the basement of the hotel, but we're in a room without like windows. We can't see anything out. And we find out it was that UPS plane that crashed. And then we start getting alerts that, we're in lockdown. The hotel tells us we're in lockdown. We can't go outside. We're getting alerts about the air quality and should turn off like any air intake at all. And that turned out to be just so incredibly sad. And then we got alerts later with it's been reduced to like 3 miles and then 1 mile, whatever. The really loud alerts when it's a room full of people. So incredibly sad. I never saw the smoke. Other people did, but I was in that meeting. But a lot of the men that weren't in the meeting, they could see from their rooms all that smoke and stuff. So I wasn't real thrilled that we were going to be taking off from that airport in 2 days. But I was like, hopefully everything will go smoothly and we won't see anything super traumatic. And I hope they find more people that are still alive. I think the last time I checked, it was 12 that had passed away. Really, really sad. I don't understand why that engine was falling off. I need to do more research because I've been gone and I haven't been able to really find out more about it. But I want details. I want to know what happened. So, Wednesday, speed dating. Thursday, we flew out because the thing didn't end until like 10 o'clock that night, Wednesday night. So we couldn't fly out that night. So we had gotten tickets to fly out Thursday. So Thursday, we returned the rental car, we went to the airport, and we sat the entire day because before we could get on the plane, they made an announcement that it was going to be delayed. And then it was going to be delayed. And then they said it was a maintenance issue and it was going to be delayed. And they're only delaying it somewhere between 20 minutes and an hour every time they do it. So you can't go anywhere. You can't do anything because you're thinking in 20 minutes we're going to start to board the plane. And this kept going and going and going and going. And they said it was like related to the sewage somehow. And when you look out the window, you see a ladder and a hose connected to a truck, and then 3 guys just standing down by the truck. No one's looking at the plane. No one's looking at the truck. They're just standing there talking. I don't know if it was a clogged toilet. I don't know what it was. It continued and continued. And of course, we were missing our connecting flight. So the first time that it was clear we were missing the connecting flight, they made an announcement that it was going to be 2 hours this time. And so anyone that was going to miss a connecting flight should come up there and rebook. So I stood in the line while my husband stayed with our stuff. Took forever. I finally got up there and I tell the guy, hey, I need to rebook. And he looks at my thing. He's like, it auto rebooked you. And I was like, what are you talking about? He's like, were you going to Phoenix before? And I said, no. And he said, well, you're going to Phoenix now. You're going to go from Kentucky to Dallas to Phoenix to a local airport. So I was like, cool, okay, great. So we wait and we wait. And it keeps getting delayed and delayed and delayed and delayed. And my thing auto rebooks. And now we're not going to Phoenix anymore. Now we're going straight to California. But I'm going to sound like an elitist here, and I'm sorry, I'm not. We fly first class whenever we can now. The company does pay for it because we both struggle otherwise. We have like anxiety, and being in the first class really helps. You have the space. It's easy to get up, get out. You have entertainment. Like it's so much better. And once you do that, it's really hard to go back. I'm not saying that I never would. I have since gone back to Maine, but we had these first class seats, and now all of a sudden we no longer had the first class. We were economy, which is fine, but we weren't sitting anywhere near each other, and we were in middle seats. I don't think I want to do that, but okay, we need to get home. They delay. So I go over and I go to a different line, because this line is so long, because people that aren't getting rebooked are having to go and rebook every hour or two. So I went to another like kiosk thing, and I was talking to the guy, and he was totally going to help me. He found us first class flight. He found, it was going to work. All I had to do is that it was the next day. So I had to get my luggage off that plane. And so I asked him how to get the luggage off the plane, and he asked the supervisor, and the supervisor came over and said, your flight's not canceled yet. You can't change flights. And I was like, but listen, this is the day before the shutdown started. Not the government shutdown, but the air traffic control. They cut back all those flights. This was the day before that. So he was saying, if you try to leave tomorrow, it's going to be even worse than today. You need to just stay on this flight. Once they cancel it, they'll rebook you. And I was like, okay, but I just want to take this one. Can you just put me on this one? He's like, no, period. End of story. He wouldn't help me. So I go sit back down, and it rebooks to the next day. They basically canceled the flight, but they didn't actually cancel it. So you can't get help. So I called the phone number that you can call to get help. And they said, yeah, you're booked on this other flight. I said, did you have first class, whatever. I know it sounds so bad. I'm sorry. I'm not snooty and awful, but it really helps us with flying, like anxiety wise. And so she was like, well, yeah, the one from Dallas to California, I can get you first class on that, but the one to there, I can't, to Dallas. And I was like, that's fine. So I said, but it's all tomorrow, so can you like hook us up with a hotel? And since some of it's economy, are you going to refund some of it? And she said they were going to send me an email, and it would have the refund info as well as the hotel info. And I said, okay, but how do I get my luggage? She said, I'm going to transfer you to the baggage people. I promise this is going somewhere. So we get off the phone. Well, she transferred me to the baggage guy. I have the baggage claim ticket things. I tell him the numbers. He's like, yeah, I see the bags, but I can't get them for you. You're going to have to go talk to a baggage agent down by baggage claim. Fine. So We go on the baggage claim. I'm constantly checking my email. There's nothing. There's nothing. Spoiler alert, they never sent me anything for the hotel or the refund. Nothing. Just these flights. And when I look up the new flight, it's already delayed. The flight the next morning is already delayed by an hour. So, we talked to the baggage woman. She says she'll get the bags for us. Like, they'll be brought up. It'll just be a few minutes. Cool. Now, there's a bunch of people. I think there ended up being 10 or 12 of us all waiting for the luggage to come back because we've all had to rebook for the next day. We wait and we wait and we wait. We waited an hour and the woman finally just was like, I can't get anyone to go get it because it was too busy. So I'm just going to go get it myself. So everybody gave her the claim ticket. She went off. And then like 20 minutes later, she came back with all of her luggage. It took a few trips, but you know, she got us all. And we left. So we Ubered because we didn't want to rent a car again. And we got to a hotel, just something basically at the airport. We got a room. It was fine. It was incredibly loud. Like at 3 in the morning when the planes were taking off and landing, you could hear it. It was so like the building shook. It was a lot. I think I woke up at 4 and I don't think I ever went back to sleep. So I got like 4 hours of sleep that night. Because by the time we ate dinner, there was no restaurant in the hotel and we didn't have a car. So we asked what we could walk to and it was a different hotel. We walked to that hotel and they were so busy. There was an entire YMCA kids group in the restaurant eating and it was a thing. So we didn't get back until 10 something. Doesn't matter. So the next morning, we set alarms because the flight was at 7:15. Yeah, the flight was supposed to be at 7:15, but we knew it was going to be 8:15 because it was already delayed, and we were basically at the airport. So we set the alarm for like 6, got up, I checked the flight. It was delayed another hour, so now it was 9:15, and they changed the flight again, and now both legs were middle seats. Economy class, so 4.5 plus 1.5. Yeah, that was a lot of time that we were gonna be sitting on a plane in the middle, stressing out. And plus, my bags won't fit then because I brought the bags where I can slide my purse and my carry-on under the seat because I keep all my stitching in there. I am not putting that in the luggage hold and risking like Mirabilia getting lost, right? Or my Noah's Ark that I've been working on for 24 years getting lost. And I was up half the night thinking, how am I going to do this? Because in economy, I can't fit both under the seat. It's one or the other because there's way less space. And I have been watching them board enough planes that they don't have enough space. And so the gate checking stuff, and they're making the last people on the plane gate check everything. And we were going to be in zone 6 because they load back to front. And we were going to be in the last group and there wasn't going to be a place and I'm stressing out about it and we have all these issues. So we end up canceling the American Airlines tickets and buying Delta tickets, but Delta was booked too because now this is a day where they've had to cancel a bunch of flights. Everyone's canceled flights. So the only way that we could fly together was to fly out of Lexington, Kentucky instead of Louisville. So that's what we did. We rented a car and we drove to Lexington, which is an amazing airport, and we flew out and we made it home and everything's fine. But, and here's the thing where I'm going to tell you, and then I'm going to put a little gap, and then I'm going to tell you more. We're getting on the plane, right before we get on the plane from Lexington to go to Atlanta. That's where the layover was. My sister sent me a text that her biopsy results were in and she has breast cancer. And I don't even know what to say to that. You know what I mean? Like, my mom's gone through breast cancer, so it's like, well, you'll be fine. She went through it. You'll be okay. But also, it's pure hell. And why is she going through this? Why is this happening to her? I mean, I knew she was having a biopsy, but yeah. So if she gives me permission, I will include this part. So the next day, later that day, she got a call. So I knew she was going to be seeing a breast surgeon on Tuesday because when she had the first mammogram, they said they saw something and they needed her to come back, which happens to both of us all the time. So that was like no big deal. She went back and they did a mammogram with contrast. And then they told her it still looked weird and they wanted to do a biopsy. So she went back and she had a biopsy. And it was after the biopsy they told her, we want you to see a breast surgeon. We're going to hook you up with one, because even if this is not cancer, it needs to be removed because it's abnormal, and that basically attracts cancer. So you need to get that removed. And I know people that have had that done. So, okay. So I wasn't really actually expecting it to be cancer. So I was pretty surprised when it was. So that same afternoon, she got a call. So the surgeons she's seeing on Tuesday, and I asked her if she would take me as her phone human, which she agreed to. So I'll get to listen in on the whole thing, because I need to be a part of that. I can't just sit idly by while she's fighting this fight and not be able to talk to the doctors and know what they're saying, and you know, I need to know, I need to be involved. And so I really appreciate that she said that I could do that. So I knew that was a thing. It's on my calendar. We will do that Tuesday. However, that afternoon she got a call from the nurse navigator, and when you have cancer, they assign you what they call a nurse navigator, and she's sort of your liaison, where she gets you, you know, appointments if you have questions. Like she's really good at navigating, nurse navigator, all the things you need to do and how to get them done, and changing appointments and stuff. So if you get any, you know, kickback from anyone, like I need an MRI but you can't schedule it anytime soon, she steps in and she'll like fix it for you. If you have questions, you can ask her. If she doesn't know, she goes and gets you the answer. The nurse navigators are absolutely amazing. My mom had a phenomenal one, and it sounds like my sister does too. So she went over a lot of the pathology reports. So currently it's stage 1, which is awesome, but also currently it's not triple negative, it's triple positive. So my mom's is triple negative, my sister's is triple positive, but the HER2 is 2+, which is borderline. So maybe it's negative, maybe it's positive, you can't tell. So they have to do FISH test, which is what they did with my mom, because her HER2 said it was negative, and they were trying to see if it was negative or just low negative, and it turned out to be negative. So this FISH test, they put I'm going to call it like a dye thing in it, and any HER2 cells light up, and then they count them, and then they can tell if it's positive or negative, and how many and whatever. So she's having that done. And it sounds to me like if it's positive, she has to have chemo. If it's negative, she can maybe just go straight to surgery. So obviously we're hoping for negative. If you're going to get breast cancer, you want the hormones to be positive and the HER2 to be negative. My mom has the worst one, which is the triple negative, and then my sister has like the second worst one, which would be triple positive. But maybe she doesn't. But that's kind of how it feels to me, but I'm not a doctor. I don't know. So we're waiting on that. It is a little bit aggressive, but not stupid aggressive. It's, I think, I can't remember the size. I want to say in the largest direction, it's maybe 4 centimeters, 3 centimeters. I'll have to look that up. I can't remember. If the HER2 is positive, they do an oncotype. If it's negative, they do an oncotype. I can't remember. I'm a mess. I don't know. It's all been such a shock. She's handling it really well. She's in shock too. She did tell my mom. I think they had a good cry together. I talked to my mom this morning. This morning my mom called me and we talked about it some. We're all in shock, and if she gives me permission, I'll take you along on the journey like I did with my mom. If she doesn't, well, you didn't see any of this anyway, so you won't even know. But I will be there for whatever she needs. She's supposed to come here in December for Christmas. I think it's going to depend. If she's doing chemo, she can't get on the plane. I mean, not only does she need to be there for chemo, but she won't have an immune system. She can't be flying. They had booked a cruise, a month-long cruise in Europe. I don't know when, but I'm not sure if that's going to be a thing. Like, you know, it's bad enough it's cancer, but then you start thinking about all the things that get affected, and it's a lot. It's a lot. So, yeah, that's not good. On a happier note, because I didn't want to end on a sad note. Oh, my mom, she's doing okay still. She was doing the signature test this morning. I must have talked to my mom yesterday. And this morning she's having the signature test. So we go back. This doesn't make sense because the signature was supposed to be December. I'll have to double check with her because she was doing signature in December, and then we were going in January to see the doctor. But anytime, anyway, sometime between December and January, we're going back to see her oncologist, and we'll get the signature results. If not, I think she gets them before most of the time. Just every once in a while, she doesn't see them. They release them to him instead of her, and so she has to ask the oncologist. So we'll see what it is this time. But hopefully it's still 0. If it's 0, we're good. If it's not 0, well, then they're going to both be having chemo together, possibly. I mean, not together. My mom's in California, my sister's back east, so yeah, let's hope that's not the thing. I don't want either one of them to have to do it, but I definitely don't want them both doing it. Oh, one other bit of bad news, and then I'll give you the happier stuff. I think I had told you about the guy at work whose mom had breast cancer, and we talked all the time because we were both going through the same thing. She got readmitted to the hospital on a Monday, and I don't think I told you this because I don't think it had happened yet. On a Monday, she was confused and kind of yellowish, and her blood test results showed really high liver and kidney numbers. And so they did a CT scan, and they found out it had moved to her liver and her brain, and they gave her 6 months, 3 months. It wasn't a lot of months. They gave her a few months. They said they couldn't treat it. So she got a second opinion the next day from the City of Hope, and they said it probably wouldn't even be a week, and she died on Friday. So that was pretty devastating, and I'm still so confused how it went from, I mean, we knew it was metastatic, but we went from it's fine, everything's fine, to it's everywhere and you're not going to make it. So I that was tough. That was really tough. Her memorial is this Saturday, which is why when I spun the wheel, it doesn't, I'm going to be there, and I don't know how much stitching I'll get done. And that's not obviously the important thing. The important thing is the memorial. Okay, so happy to note, I had breakfast with Alyssa and the kids this morning. I mean, my husband too. The absolutely adorable Addie is talking like crazy. Olivia just basically, if you ask her a question, she says, yeah. And it's super cute. So I'll try to put in some cute pictures of them. We also saw them, we went to a pumpkin patch with them. It was like a fun pumpkin patch. It was great. Addie rode the horse. Did I tell you this? Because I feel like I told you about how I had to get her up on the horse and I didn't think I was going to be strong enough. And then I did. I probably showed you pictures of that. Halloween we spent together. They came here and we took them trick-or-treating, and that was super fun. That's all I have listed. So I will just try to throw in happy pictures of things, whether it's the trip or the kids or animal, anything happy. So this ends on a happy note. Thank you all for watching. I'm sorry it took me a while to get here. I'm sorry it's so long. But if you like life stuff, this one was awesome. I'll try to be back next month about this time. No promises ever. It really depends on what's happening. We don't plan to travel again this year. The next trip is supposed to be Sarasota, Florida in February. Don't want to go. I don't want to fly again. I don't want to do it, but I think we have to. So wish us luck with that. But beyond that, I have no travel plans at all. I don't want to fly anymore. Alrighty. Y'all have a wonderful rest of your day or night or whatever time it is. Thank you for sticking it out. Send me birthday ideas. Send me your WIPs and your finishes. StitchingAtTheCabin@gmail.com. Bye. Thank you.